Are we live? Are we live? Yep, we're live. Welcome to the Fly the W studios here in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. It's your boy Chris Strub, fresh off of my very first LinkedIn Live broadcast. I understand that there's a lot of curiosity and a lot of questions about this platform and a lot of uncertainty, a lot of strong opinions and you know, just all sorts of questions, mostly swirling around the concept of LinkedIn Live, where it's coming from, when am I going to get it, how does it work, what are the pros and cons, and then of course we can you can dive into the whole subset of questions of like, what are the best types of content to create on LinkedIn Live, da 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 da. Well, I wanted to take a minute just to share some of my thoughts now having broadcast on the platform for the first time. It was great. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I would encourage you to check out my my LinkedIn Live on my LinkedIn page, which of course, and this is the real fun part of it, I can put up different things on the screen here using Switcher Studio, which is the next natural segue of the conversation. That when you broadcast on LinkedIn Live, you're not just opening up the LinkedIn app, pressing a button, or you're not just opening up like the LinkedIn beta app and pressing a button. No, no, no. You're actually broadcasting through a third-party platform. So there's going to be just over a dozen or so platforms that you will be able to live stream through. For now, it is in the very early beta, or as it was described to me, the alpha stages. Told I was one of the first 5 or 6 people to actually broadcast on LinkedIn. Meanwhile, if you do want to connect with me there, again, that's my my LinkedIn. You can just type in Chris Strub, you'll see me there. You can also make sure that you follow me on Twitter at Chris Strub for a lot more insights and information on a daily basis. And you can follow me on Instagram at Chris Strub. Again, didn't really mention those platforms while we were on LinkedIn Live. So if you're checking out this post-game broadcast, I do exist in multiple forms on the internet. I am going to jump into the comments here on my YouTube page and see if there's anybody in the comments that is chatting with me. So if you are watching live right now, I'd encourage you to leave your questions, because that's what I'm here for, right? But okay, so there it is. Dan says, hey, long time no see. Look good, but I didn't have a share option via the desktop, but I did on mobile. I assume beta issues. So sure. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it looked like on the phone. I did have another iPhone up here. So you saw when I was broadcasting, I was constantly looking down over here at my laptop. Really not much you can do at this point on LinkedIn Live in terms of trying to moderate the comments. It's not like Periscope where the comments just pop onto your screen and they just go by. You have to look at another device. Now, I could have used my phone, but then you would have seen me, my secondary phone up here, but then you would have seen me scrolling like this the whole time, and I thought it was preferable to kind of look over to my left. What else? It was great. My broadcast lasted, I think, 50 or 51 minutes, which sounds like a long time, but we had a really great interactive, engaging discussion about some of the. Let me show you exactly kind of what we talked here. Right, so we talked about some of the best blank in America, whether it was the best food in America, the best attractions in America, the best sports town, or the best culture and atmosphere. And I was able to drive a lot of conversation, drive a lot of engagement by using this screen a few times, encouraging people to share to their timelines, whatever that looked like. I wasn't really sure what it looked like. Commenting, of course, live and on the replay. Mention the broadcast elsewhere, so I got a whole bunch of tags on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, and that's great. Like I'm super excited about that, so I can go share all that out. So that's a great way to build your audience outside of just sharing on the one platform. And encouraging people to connect with me on LinkedIn for more. And of course, as a beta tester, again, right before you go live and speaking with the team from LinkedIn And they're like, yeah, you plug your LinkedIn, that's cool. So of course that makes sense, right? You're beta testing on LinkedIn. But of course, as more and more people gain access, as they open this up to the public, we're going to see a lot more of that cross-pollination, as we already see, where like if you're watching somebody's Instagram story, they'll tell you to follow them on Twitter, or you're watching somebody's Facebook Live, they'll tell you to go follow them on YouTube. LinkedIn is soon to be in that cross-pollination stage, or is it? Right? The existential question becomes like what people's thoughts are with their, how you define your audience on LinkedIn and who you're connected with. And for me, I'm not shy about just being me across every single platform, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram. Like there's no difference between me. What's up, pop culture? There's no difference between me here on YouTube Live or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And I think that brands are going to start to realize that they also need to be authentic and not freeze up about kind of what their approach is to their communities, if they're lucky enough to have a community built on social media. So Keith says he had trouble finding the broadcast from the LinkedIn app, and I do apologize for that. So when you searched for my name on the app, you did not see my broadcast. You didn't see me live there. That's not good. So I'm sure that that's one of the main things that the LinkedIn team is working on. Anything else? My laptop is going to die out here, so I'm going to have to go plug in. But just make sure you follow me on LinkedIn. Or if you actually want to build a relationship, that's cool too. There's a high likelihood I will not accept your LinkedIn connection request unless you leave me a personalized note. And that note can be as easy as, hey, I saw your LinkedIn Live on Thursday. Like that, it doesn't take much, but I don't just connect with strangers on LinkedIn, as I would suggest most people should probably do as well. Same thing with Facebook, right? Like I'm not going to be your Facebook friend if I don't know who you are. It's just like that, again, it's one thing to want to, connect with people, that you are providing valuable content. It's another thing to be like Dan or Keith and actually be personal about it and actually want to be friends. So there's your options. If you just want to watch my broadcasts and you don't really care who I am, but you want to see what I'm doing and you want to see how kind of LinkedIn Live works, then just hit that follow button. And if you want to actually build a relationship with me, that's cool too. Send me a personalized note on LinkedIn, and you'll get notifications when I am live again. Dan says didn't see it on my profile either and couldn't find it. So interesting. I mean, there were a ton of people there. I'm not sure how they found it. I don't know if they got notified or what. I did announce it in advance. I'm guessing that's probably the smart thing to do in the future, is to plan it out, right? I think that's a general best practice, is to let people know when you're going to be live. So let's wrap it up there. I kind of want to grab a beer. I kind of wanted to grab a beer during the LinkedIn Live, and I didn't. Mostly because of LinkedIn, but who knows in the future. You guys know I have the Woodford Reserve on the wall, and certainly got some brewskis in the fridge. It's a long time to talk by yourself. I think the other functionality of Switcher Studio that I'd love to try and incorporate in the future is going to be that bringing in a guest, right? That you can actually bring in a guest using Switcher Studio and have sort of an interactive discussion. And I think, that took years. You could never do that on Meerkat. You still can't do it on Periscope, at least they're native apps. And now on LinkedIn Live, maybe my second broadcast will have sort of a conversation. So let me know. Dan and Keith, thanks for tuning in, guys. And yeah, got to grab a beer next time you're back on the island. Oh, for sure, man. For sure. So if you're watching this after the fact, you're watching this on replay, which most people probably will, because there's 2 people watching now, and their names are Dan and Keith. I appreciate you guys. Do me a favor, make sure you go check out that broadcast on LinkedIn, and thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys.